Hello folks, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast on Patreon, and I'm joining you tonight to talk about Rangers' 1-1 draw with the Croatian side Osijek, which saw us safely through to the third round of the Europa League Qualifiers. I was really pleased. It was a great night at Ibrox in terms of atmosphere. Now, obviously, there are reports of trouble outside. I didn't see it, and I can't really comment on it. I'll need to wait and see, obviously, what emerges in the morning, but clearly nobody likes to see violence going on at football, and we'll just have to see what the reports are tomorrow. But in terms of in the stadium, the atmosphere was fantastic. I thought the fans were brilliant tonight, and probably disappointed the representatives from Fair, who undoubtedly would have been sitting there desperately hoping to be offended so that they could get us into trouble, which does seem to be kind of odd. It does seem to illustrate the hypocrisy at the heart of a lot of these campaigns, especially when you look around Europe and you see some really awful things happening at football matches. But anyway, enough about that. It was a really solid display from Rangers. Like, first things first, we underrate ourselves in Europe a lot. I don't mean this Rangers team or whatever. I just mean that we tend to say that if we go out, it's because we were pish, and if we go through, it tends to be because the opposition were pish. Osijek weren't. They were a good side. Not world beaters, but they were a very, very tidy side. They were organised, they were disciplined, and they were fit. And the best thing about this performance, as far as I'm concerned, was we had to be. And for a team that's just came together recently, I thought it was exceptional. I really did. I thought that the work rate, I thought that the way they backed each other up, I thought that the way they all knew what their job was excellent. And, there were mistakes, but that'll happen. And there were things we could have done better. I thought we could have used the ball in the final third better than we did at times. But overall, I think Rangers deserved over the two legs to go through. Very professional away performance in Croatia, and then did enough tonight, with the exception of the late goal, and then of course the inevitable 5 minutes of arse-knitting buttons that happened collectively around the stadium. But I was very, very pleased with a lot of the performances. Ryan Jack, who the gaffer described his performance as stunning, and then also said that he was jealous of it. So can you imagine Ryan Jack tonight after Steven Gerrard saying that about him? He won't sleep, be like a kid at Christmas. But I thought that we were led by him in terms of his midfield performance. He was always there to take a pass. He was always there to help out a teammate or to back them up. Just outstanding display from him. He's best in the Rangers shot by a mile. And he's gone further than Aberdeen, so well done, Ryan Jack. And moving to the rest of the team, I thought Alfredo Morelos was brilliant. I really did. I thought he was exceptional tonight. He just led the line terrifically, bullied their defenders. That's the Alfie that we love. Again, maybe could have taken a chance, but just a great display from him. And he's really coming back into form, and I think him and the manager both deserve a lot of credit for that, because, after the Scoopy game, he was awful, and then he's just suddenly switched it, and the last 3 matches he's been solidly 8 out of 10, and another terrific performance from him tonight. And I also felt Daniel Candeias, who came back into the side, offered us so much. He protected Tavernier, who'd struggled badly against their fullback, who looks quite a player incidentally. He struggled badly against them last week. Well, he didn't tonight, up until Candeias went off, because Daniel Candeias put in such a good shift. And look, we know that sometimes his final ball maybe isn't all that you would hope it would be, although he does deliver plenty. You just look at the stats. He delivers, I believe, 2 what they call expected goal chances every 90 minutes on average. So, I mean, he does deliver good balls in, but his work rate's phenomenal, and I just really like him there. And I bet you James Tavernier really likes him there. I thought he was brilliant tonight, but I didn't think we had a bad player. I really didn't. I thought everyone did their job, even if they maybe, things didn't come off for them at times. I thought they never lost heart, and they kept going. Shagger, what can you say? What can you say? You just feel more secure when you see him there, don't you? He's such an upgrade, and that's no disrespect to West Fodringham. It's just Alan McGregor's a better goalkeeper. Added to that, his mentality. He's a winner. You saw at the end, and I haven't seen the goal back, but people have said he maybe could have done a bit better. But you saw at the end his utter disgust that he'd conceded a goal. But some of the saves he made tonight were exceptional, and it's the timing of them. He makes big saves, and that was always my criticism of Wes, is that he's a good enough goalkeeper, but he's not inspirational. Someone like McGregor is, and you can see the effect it has on the back four, especially the 2 centre backs. Goldson, I think we want to watch, but I've said that before and I've been wrong, but I really don't think I will be on this occasion. I think he looks a really, really excellent centre-half, and I think we've got a real player on our hands. To be fair, £3 million is an awful lot of money in Rangers pounds, but he looks worth it. And young Katic, the manager has said he'll need managed, and I think he's looked solid enough so far, and obviously he's a goal threat. 3 he's got already, albeit 2 in friendlies, but huge goal for us tonight. That got us through, and I genuinely believe we deserved it. We go into the next round to face our old foes Maribor, who are a good side. They were a Champions League side last season. Okay, they got battered in it, but so did Celtic, and can't exactly say that we were exceptional against them last season. So they're no mugs, and they'll be favourites, but we can go into it with confidence. We can do this. We can get past them. But getting to this stage, I think, for Rangers was par. I think that it's respectable. I want to go on. I want to keep it going. Big nights like that at Ibrox are brilliant. The floodlights are on and the crowd are up for it. And I actually thought this was a quality game. I thought it was a high-quality game between 2 decent sides. And we had to be good to get past them, and we were. And that is a turnaround that the gaffer deserves credit for. So now we roll on to Pittodrie, and I suppose it couldn't have been any better for us from a selfish point of view. I know the coefficient, and but for them to go to extra time and suffer a heartbreaking late defeat to Burnley, and listen, fair play to them, because I thought they got gubbed twice, so fair play to them. But I mean, that is ideal from our point of view, and to be honest, 3 points on Sunday mean more to me than anything else. But they're a decent side, and the thing about this Rangers team is I get the impression that if we do what we're good at, we do have the ability to get by sides, and I don't always know if that was the case last season. But no, very, very happy bear. Thoroughly enjoyed the game, thoroughly enjoyed the performance, and thoroughly enjoyed the result. We'll be back on Monday with the free episode of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and you'll get it from wherever you download your podcast. But if you want a little bit more from us, please come and check out our Patreon site, which is just www.patreon.com/heartandhand. And there you will find tons and tons of extra content. We put up usually 3 shows a day, dealing with obviously Rangers current events, Rangers history, Rangers stats. We also look back on some of the hits and misses of players. We look back in depth at things like the Advocate years, where we're on episode 31 and we go through it month by month. And we look at European football, international football, you name it. If you're a football fan and a Rangers football fan, you will love it. It's only $1.99 per month, and please check it out. I really do genuinely think you like it. We've got over 3,000 people, and when they come, they stay. So that's the biggest recommendation I can give you. But if not, and you just want to support us through the free show, we do appreciate that, and we will be back on Monday. I'll be back on here after the Aberdeen game on Sunday, hopefully in as positive and upbeat and happy a frame of mind as I am just now. And until then, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me, and I will talk to you again on Sunday. Cheers, bye.